All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Wahara Hakodash, the honors to apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to your elect, which we hope to be. Now, it's your brother Hawaii from GMS Chicago. Got a quick little lesson for you Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and Israelites who bear the shame of looking like heathens, whose spirit bear witness that they're a child of the Heavenly Father. And the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, who the world English called Jehovah God. In the name of the Heavenly Son, is Yahweh Shai, who the world English calls Jesus Christ, or Jesus Christos, so Yeshua, Yeshua, Yahweh. And pretty much this lesson is going into our women getting right. You know what I'm saying? You know, because the Lord is not playing. You know what I'm saying? He's bringing down judgment. You know what I'm saying? And how the way that he brings the judgment down and stuff, that's just how it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, are you willing, you know what I'm saying, to receive that judgment? Are you willing to like really try the Lord to see if he gonna do something or not? You know what I'm saying? You know, like how you like you know how most of these women and stuff, you know, they like to get physical and stuff, muff they man and whatnot, and it's like try something, I dare you. Try something, I dare you. Well, it's the same way with the Lord. You're gonna keep being out of order and stuff, you know, you pretty much asking the Lord, try something, I dare you. Try something, I dare you. Thinking he won't do something because the Lord is the only one that you not finna be able to muff in the face and think he ain't gonna do nothing to you, you know. So this is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 17. It says, for the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High. Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. So guess what? There's Israelite women. You know what I'm saying? You got women that's Israelites who look like heathens, but they spirit bear witness that they a child of the Heavenly Father. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it also goes for the men as well. But this sit down is more focused on the women. You know, because yeah, we understand that you the weaker vessel and stuff, but that's no excuse for you to do whatever you please. You know what I'm saying? Because when you do whatever you please, guess what? Is judgment has come. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13 says that the whole duty of man is to serve the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And that includes women as well. Because when it says man, you know what I'm saying, in certain scriptures, it actually means mankind, period. You know what I'm saying? And when people think of mankind, or when the word mankind actually comes up, guess what? That includes women as well. You know, so women got to get in order. You know, and you had that one lady and stuff. You know, on World Star Hip Hop, where she was talking about how she wasn't able to do anything and stuff, how she wasn't able to feed her kids and stuff, and you know, Social Security was given to her brother or something like that, a family member and stuff, and she wasn't able to bring no money through, and she was just wondering what she was gonna do, and you know what that was? That was judgment, and the Lord pretty much cut her off. You know what I'm saying? So if she repent and start walking early according to the Lord and stuff, hey, it's a good chance that you know, that the Lord will look after her, you know, find some type of way, have something open up for her and stuff. But more majority of these women are like, you can't tell me what to do. You can't do this. You can't do that. You ain't my daddy. That's the type of mentality, you know what I'm saying, that most of these women have, even older women, you know, where you can't tell them anything and stuff. So therefore, the Lord rains judgment upon them. It says, and if it first began at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High? You know what I'm saying? Gospel means good news. We bring the good news, but to a lot of our people and stuff, it's not good news at all. Why? Because they can't live how they please, and how they live and stuff, or how they want to live and stuff. The Lord doesn't approve of it. You know what I'm saying? So when they don't obey the gospel, what tends to happen? They get judged. You know what I'm saying? You know, of course, all of us get chastised and stuff at the same time. There's a chastisement. You want to have that spirit where the chastisement actually change your life, where you follow the Lord, not get chastised where you don't follow the Lord, you just despise him even more and more. Because it also says in Matthew 6 and 24, you cannot serve two masters. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's why a lot of people love Christianity and all these other philosophies and stuff, because really you could just do whatever you want, do as thou will. Like Aleister Crowley, a 33 degree Mason, you know what I'm saying, witchcraft and whatnot. I think it was Albert Perk or something like that who created it, and created masonry and stuff. And he said that masonry is based off witchcraft. And what is witchcraft? Stuff that's contrary to the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? And our people enjoy that. That's why they love Christianity, because you can do as you please. You know what I'm saying? You know? But when it come down to the actual gospel, when it come down to the actual laws and stuff, because the whole book is the law, they don't want to follow it. That's why people fight so hard to say that the law is done away with, because they really don't want to follow the ways of the Lord. You know, this is Isaiah chapter 32, verse 9. It says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech." And how you give ear unto the speech? These videos. If it's a prophet among you and stuff, he's more than likely gonna, if the Lord has it, where you all cross paths and get engaged with conversation. If it's put on the Lord's spirit, if it's the Lord's spirit or Lord's will to say something to you through that prophet, hey, guess what? He's gonna tell you that this is how a woman's supposed to live according to the Bible. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women gonna say that they are Christian and stuff. It's like, well, you know what Christian mean? Christian means a follower of the Messiah. You know what I'm saying? And what he said, he was about his father's business. You think he was doing his own thing? No, he wasn't. He was doing his father's business. You know what I'm saying? Keeping the law, statutes, commandments. Yahushua walked perfectly upon the earth, right? You know what I'm saying? So he was keeping the law, statutes, commandments to the best of his ability. Well, he kept it all the way to his ability and stuff. But what I'm saying is that a lot of women say that they believe in Christianity. Well, you'll follow the Messiah, then why not you do the things that the Messiah do? You know what I'm saying? And that was to follow law, statutes, commandments. You know, you women that say you daughters of Sarah and stuff. Guess what? Sarah knew that a man was above her. Sarah did not try to go above Abraham. She did not try to do that, but our women do it. It's actually different things in the scriptures and stuff that explain how a woman's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? A lot of women would despise that. You know what I'm saying? That's why we say, well, me personally, I say that amongst the women, because it's scriptural, it's biblical that a man can have more than one wife, and women don't like that. But the thing is that if it's seven, it's more than that. But if it's 7 women to 1 man, 7 meaning just completion, meaning any type of number, but just go for seven women for every 1 man and stuff. There's going to be a lot of women that's going to be 2/3. Why? Because they don't want to get right. They want to get in order. They think that America is going to continue and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And when you talk about how it's going to go down and stuff, they seek to punish or bring harm to the prophets that said it and stuff. But it also shows some sort of type of way that they actually believe what the prophet is saying. They just don't want the things that the prophet is saying to come to pass. Right? So verse 10, it says, "Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women." It says, "For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come." And it's going to be a famine. You women get to, you drink up, pull up every day if you want to and stuff, chill with your girls and stuff. It's not the same now with this COVID, you know what I'm saying? But, the Lord is really shutting down the mirth like he said he would in Ecclesiastes. Verse 11, it says, "Tremble, ye women." Now that word tremble is the word harad. It's the chadara and the da harad, which means shudder with to shudder with terror, hence to fear, also to hasten with anxiety, to be make afraid, be careful, discomfort, fray, away, quake, tremble. So it says, "Tremble, you women that are at ease." So that means that you women that's at ease and stuff, you know what I'm saying? You've been playing with this person's head or playing with that person's head and stuff to fit your needs and stuff, and whatnot. Hey, guess what? You're gonna be scared in that day. Everything seems all good right now and stuff, but when things really get bad out here and stuff, when things really get bad, you ain't gonna be laughing no more. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you women out here would do all that you can and stuff to have more authority over a man and stuff. At the same time, when things get bad, when the going get tough, you gonna want that man to call all the shots. It says, "Be troubled, ye careless ones." You know what I'm saying? careless. That ain't the word. You careless ones strip you and make you bare and gird sackcloth upon your loins. You know what I'm saying? You know? And usually when we wore sackcloth amongst on our loins and stuff, or just putting on sackcloth, it was a time of mourning. And that's what's going to come to you women and stuff who don't change. Because what you doing is that through your actions, you showing that that you're not for the Lord, so therefore the Lord ain't going to be with you. The scripture says that if you draw nigh unto the Lord, he going to draw nigh unto you, meaning near. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of you women don't want to be in order. And with you not being in order, guess what? The Lord is actually really far from you. And a lot of our women are proud. And I want to grab that scripture right quick. This is Sirach chapter 12, verse 10. Nope. 10 and 12. Salaki. I always get them mixed up. It says, the beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High, and his heart is turned away from his Maker. Now, just because it says his, once again, you women are Israelites as well. So this apply to you all as well. You know what I'm saying? So you being prideful, the scripture says pride goeth before destruction. You know, hey, people that's prideful and stuff, guess what? Your relationship is not really all that good with the Lord, like you say, like you think it is and stuff, because you prideful. You know, you're not humble at all. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna get into that, how a woman's supposed to be. But first, what's gonna be brought forth is the judgments. It says, right, see, verse 13, it says, for pride is the beginning of sin. And a lot of our women prideful and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You think just because you got a decent body and stuff, or you got this and got that and stuff, and you turning heads and whatnot, that you think you all that in a bag of chips and stuff. Well, guess what? While you trying to build up a certain image or certain clout and stuff because you look this way, you look that way, you got a bunch of followers on this app and that app and whatnot, hey, guess what? You actually just separating yourself from the Lord. You know? It says, and he that have it shall pour out abomination. Meaning this is what you're going to be about. You're going to be about something that's abominable. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're not going to follow the law, statutes, commandments. You're going to follow your heart. And the scripture says that the heart is deceitful among all things. You know? Who can know it? It says, and therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly and stuff. For the fact that old girl off World Stop Hip Hop, where she just wasn't able to do anything and stuff, and everything was just cut off and whatnot. You know, hey, that's a strange calamity because she ain't see that coming. She ain't see that coming. It just came out of nowhere. It just came out of nowhere. And now she just messed up. You know, the Lord ain't bringing a way for her. You know. You know. And also you got to think about those old other judgments and stuff, like old girl who fell on the train tracks, and the train driver, the Lord, you know, it was like if you edit a film or edit a certain picture or whatnot, the Lord edited that woman on the tracks and stuff away from the man's sight where he didn't see her, and he ran her over with the train. You know what I'm saying? And that was a messed up judgment. She got ran over, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's a strange calamity. These different diseases, women catching, women that's quarantining themselves and not making any type of contact with anybody and stuff, but yet still catching the COVID. That's a strange calamity. That's strange. You doing all the right things that you're supposed to do to not get the COVID, and you staying inside and not making any interactions with anybody. You got food inside, so you ain't calling nobody to for no deliveries or anything, right? But yet you still catch it. That's a strange calamity. Nobody going in and out. Everybody just quarantining in the crib, but at the same time, you still catch it. You know, amongst all these other different diseases. You know what I'm saying? And these different diseases that women catch and stuff is usually because they're being hoes. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of our women want to do things that pertain to a hoe but don't want the title. You know what I'm saying? Which, according to Deuteronomy 28 and 28, it says that the Lord shall smite thee with madness and astonishment of the heart. And that's madness. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is. You know what a hoe is. You know what I'm saying? will get offended if somebody calls you a hoe. When you come amongst your friends and stuff, y'all use you know what a hoe is, and you use that negative word in a playful manner and stuff to try to make it good. You know what I'm saying? But don't want the title, but yet want to do the things of that particular character. You know, and that's a judgment. You know, this is James chapter 4, verse 17. It says, therefore, to him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, to him it is sin. You know, and a lot of our women, they don't want to do good. They know the right thing to do. They know to just not do this and not do that and stuff, but they cater to the flesh more than they cater to the spirit. Do they exercise? They exercise more things into the flesh than they do when it comes down to the spirit. You know what I'm saying? That's why they're not in a situation to be able to rule. That's why the Lord said that his flock of his pasture are men. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Lord deals with the man more than the woman and stuff, and you could tell by that. You could tell when it came down to that the Canaanitish woman, which was actually an Israelite and stuff, how she had to, like, well, even though the Lord was testing her faith, you know what I'm saying, but look how the Lord was like talking to her and stuff. You know what I'm saying? He had authority over the woman, and women don't want to recognize that there's a being or a certain sex that's actually over them, where they have to show some sort of reverence. You know what I'm saying? Or show some type of understanding that they got to be in their place. You know what I'm saying? That you're underneath. You're not above the man, you know? But a lot of our women don't. They want to do things that's opposite. So therefore, it's sin onto them. This is 2 Chronicles chapter 15, verse 12. It says, and they entered into a covenant to seek the Lord power of their fathers with all their heart and with all their soul. Guess what? All of Israel made a covenant with the Lord, right? Women as well, right? Verse 13, it says that whosoever would not seek the Lord power of Israel should be put to death. It says whether small or great, whether man or woman. You know what I'm saying? You know? So if you ain't trying to live according to how the Lord wants you to live when it come down to you women and stuff, then guess what? You're gonna be put to death. You know what I'm saying? You know, it says in 1 Corinthians 14 and 40, it says, let everything be done decently in order. So if you're not following the order of how a woman's supposed to be, she's supposed to be humbled underneath her man. You know what I'm saying? If she has one, even if she is not with a man and stuff, but if it's but she's amongst another man and stuff, she still gotta know her place. You know what I'm saying? Through I think it was the movie 300, where you had Xerxes send forth a messenger to see if they was gonna go to war with the Spartans. You know what I'm saying? Which the Spartans were Israelites too. I forget. I think they was called Lacedaemonians or something in the book of the Apocrypha. But his I think his name is Spartacus. His wife spoke out of turn, and because she spoke out of turn, brought a whole war between Xerxes and the Spartans. You know what I'm saying? And it was disorderly because a woman has no say amongst the conversation between two men. You know, and that's just how it is. This is First Peter's. It's First Peter chapter 3, starting at verse 1. It says, likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives. You know, so it's subjection. That word subjection.
Likewise, G 3668 ye wives, G.
Salakia. Let me see if I can get this word.
Likewise, G.
This is hupotes. No, I ain't gonna even try to word it. It says to to be subordinate reflexively to obey, to be under obedience, obedient, put under subdue, uh, onto, be made subject to, onto, to be put in subjection, to under, submit self onto. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much you putting yourself underneath another one's rule, underneath another's power and stuff. And it also tells you that in the book of Genesis, um, bear with me. This is Genesis 3:16. It says, "Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception." It says, and that's why you all, when y'all have babies and stuff, it hurts. It says, "In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee." You know what I'm saying? But what do you women do? You do the exact opposite. You know what I'm saying? You know? And you got to understand that when it comes down to a master and assistant, there's a difference in authority. The master is over the assistant. The assistant assists the master. You know what I'm saying? Helps out the master. What was the reason why a woman was created? You know what I'm saying? To serve. That's what woman means. If you notice, when it comes down to the scriptures, when it came down to like certain names that was coming up, you know what I'm saying? It had a meaning behind it and stuff, or a purpose behind it and stuff, right? Yahweh Shai meaning Yah, meaning he, Howard Shai meaning deliver, so he delivers, and that was his purpose, and that's why his name was given. You know what I'm saying? Just like how when you come down to your regular baby names and stuff, and you want to pick and choose what you want to what name you want to name your child and stuff because it has certain meaning towards it and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. So when it came down to a woman being created, it was because Adam needed a servant, and none of the animals that the Lord had created was good enough for Adam. So then he created the woman. You know what I'm saying? You know? And a woman is supposed to serve, but our women don't want to serve. They want to rule, and that's not your job. Your job is not to rule. Your job is to be underneath subjection, underneath men, to know your place. You know what I'm saying? So going back to First Peter's 3:2, it says, "While they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear," you know, meaning that a woman's supposed to like how, like Scripture says, Israel, Jeremiah 6:2, it says Israel is likened unto a comely delicate woman, meaning the men as well. The thing is that ain't nobody finna try to talk to the Lord like they're equals. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know that the Lord, even Yahweh Shai, King David and stuff, that there's an order and an authority and stuff. And you're not gonna talk regular to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you get frustrated with the Most High, you ain't finna talk to him like somebody else that you finna confront out on the streets and whatnot. You ain't gonna talk to him like that because you know this man has the power to, well, you know that the Lord has the power to kill, and he also the father of spirits. He can have you bugged out, he can have you messed up, he can have you he can cut you off. You know what I'm saying? Because he controls all things. Ain't nobody gonna do that. Women need to be in the same situation. I mean, be in the same conversation. This word conversation actually goes to the word, it's an apostrophe, which means behavior. So women got to be in the same, got to act the same way. You know what I'm saying? You know, when it comes down to the men, look at, I think it was Lot's wife. You know, Lot's wife told told her husband Lot to curse the Lord and die. No, she was supposed to turn around. I mean, wasn't supposed to turn around. She did. She turned into a pillar of salt, and that pillar of salt can actually be found, man. You know, it's one of those artifacts that the Lord put out there to prove that His stories are true. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that happened because the woman was disobedient. She didn't listen. She didn't obey. So it's the same way when it comes down to you women who don't want to be in your place and understand that you're second and not first. So to keep reading on, verse 2 again, it says, while they behold your chase conversation coupled with fear. So even when a woman is talking to you and stuff, whatever if it's your mother or auntie or niece, nephew, cousin, sister, whatever she is and stuff, she's got to understand that if there's a man within her presence and stuff, that she got to understand that she's number two. She is not number one. You know what I'm saying? You know? Now, that don't mean for you women where, because a woman be simple and try to find some type of way to use adultery and be like, well, it's a man, so it's another man. It'd be a man outside her husband, and he come up to you and be like, let's have sex. You have the ability to tell that man no. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because you already married with somebody. You already with somebody. You already joined in one flesh with somebody. You already talking with somebody and stuff. You already have a spouse. You know what I'm saying? You know? You already had that, you know? More than likely, a woman that just continue to do it and stuff, she wants to commit adultery. And what's the punishment for adultery? Death. You know what I'm saying? Which a lot of these women are going to be put to death because of that. It's going to be your boyfriend going to come home, or you going to come to the crib, or he going to catch some, or you got the other dude and stuff that's proud. You know what I'm saying? He saying this and saying that and stuff, and the Lord put in this man's spirit to put his girlfriend to death. You know what I'm saying? Or put the dude to death, or both of them to death. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be judgment of the Lord. Why? Because you've been acting disorderly. Verse 3, it says, whose adoring let it not be that outward adoring of plaiting the hair and wearing of gold or putting on of apparel. It says, but let it be hidden man of the heart, in that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit, which is in the sight of the Most High and a great price. It says, for after this manner in the old time, the holy women also who trusted in the Most High adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands. You know what I'm saying? So you're supposed to be underneath subjection, you know, wearing modest apparel and whatnot, not trying to be flashy, you know, because flashy grabs attention. You know what I'm saying? You know, verse 6, it says, even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord. So guess what? She already knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of our women say this is the spirit that they come in, but they don't. You know, the scripture says, suffer not a woman to teach, but guess what? Our women still be trying to teach. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of our women look at being hard-headedness as being cute, and it's not cute at all. It's childish. And then when you tell them that and put them on blast, what do? They do childish things. You know what I'm saying? I can't hear you, or they try to ignore you and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or try to walk away or beat around the bush instead of just accepting that they was wrong, because they can't do it. You know? It says, whose daughters ye are, as long as you do well. You know what I'm saying? So you can claim that you like the daughter of Sarah as long as you do what Sarah did. Sarah obeyed. You know what I'm saying? And then even when it came down to the visitors, when Yahushua and the two angels visit Abraham and stuff, do you think you think Sarah was like, who is these niggas? Why they at our house? Why they trying to eat our food? She wasn't saying that stuff. She was making sure she was gonna be in her place and do what she needed to do. You know, Abraham told her to cook and stuff. She cooked. She ain't had, you know, but our women today and stuff, they question everything and stuff. You know, because they they've been taught that they're equal to the man when really it's not. You know, it says and are not afraid with any amazements. You know, this is First Timothy chapter 2, starting at verse 8. It says, I would therefore that men pray everywhere, lifting up holy hands without wrath and doubting. And the reason why I want to bring this out is because women, the brother Spirit Wind Judah Zahab or Zahab, he said that women, what they deal with is wrath. You know what I'm saying? A woman be quick to mischief. A woman will be quick to try to mess somebody over and stuff. You know, and look, when it come down to 1 Kings, the 21st chapter, when you read that, you had this woman called Jezebel that pretty much her man wanted a vineyard. You know what I'm saying, from another man, Naboth, and he was like, no, he wasn't trying to sell it. So he went back home, pillow talking to his girl, to Jezebel and stuff, and she wondering why he didn't want to eat and stuff. That's because he was upset because he couldn't get the vineyard. You know what she did? She set that man up to get put to death just so her husband can get the vineyard and stuff, man. You know, women do that till this day. You know, they do this till this day. They try to set it up. They lie without no problem and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They lie to their hot-headed brothers and stuff, or hot-headed family members that's quick to shoot, who won't look at the whole matter like the scripture says and stuff, won't look to both sides and take one-sided stories, you know what I'm saying, and get a motherfucker killed. They'll get somebody killed. You know what I'm saying? You know? Women use the box and whatnot just to satisfy this man or that man and stuff, you know what I'm saying, just to get another man messed up. You know? Tell a complete lie. But they know who's going to believe them, so they just go for it. You know? And what happened to Jezebel for doing that? She got ate up by the dogs. You know what I'm saying? You know? And her husband, when he found out, because Elijah had came to him and ran him the news from the Lord, it's like the Lord was like, hey, since you doing this and you trying to cheat your way and stuff to try to make some money because of your, try to get something from your, because of your wife's doing, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to punish you and the rest of your family. You know what I'm saying? And what he said that he was going to cut off those that piss against the wall. And guess what? It's the man that continues the family tree. It's not the woman. You know? Y'all having our baby. You know what I'm saying? Because we the ones that shoot the baby inside of you. The sperm cell is the actual baby. The fetus, not the fetus, but the egg is the protein that the sperm cell feeds off of. It's the sperm cell that actually grows into the baby. You know what I'm saying? Women are like dirt. And I know a lot of women be like, oh, we like dirt and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like, see, that's what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is that you all are like the dirt and stuff. The dirt gives the nutrients and whatnot for the seed to grow. But within the seed sprouts the plant, and the seed becomes the plant. You know what I'm saying? You know, and all the dirt did was nurture it and give it nutrients so it can grow. It's the same process. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's the same process. You know, you know, and what other wicked things that women would do? They'd sit up here and this woman on World Star Hip Hop, she was like, that a guy didn't want to, you know, pay child support. He's being charged to take care of something that's his already that came from him. You know what I'm saying? It's like spitting on the ground and then somebody handing you a bill. You know what I'm saying? The woman, she was like, since he didn't want to pay child support and stuff, I'm gonna take his baby away. And she was talking about putting the baby to death, having an abortion. You know what I'm saying? You know? It says, so this is 1 Timothy 2:9. It says, in like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel. It says, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broidered hair or gold or pearls or costly array. You know what I'm saying? And what is shamefacedness and stuff? You know, when a woman get hit in her face or hit in her eye and it be purple and blue and stuff, you know what I'm saying? What she do? She try to put shades on. She try to use makeup to cover it up and whatnot and stuff. So nobody won't ask her because she's embarrassed that she did something that caused her to get beaten in the face. You know what I'm saying? You know? So what's she going to do? She going to try to not make eye contact. She's going to try to do all that she can and stuff to avoid anybody from looking at it. You know what I'm saying? That's how women need to be when it come down to when you with your husbands, or if you you got a husband or you got a boyfriend and stuff, and you out and about by yourself and stuff. You ain't supposed to be trying to get no attention from another man. You know what I'm saying? Because then guess what? It breeds adultery. You know what I'm saying? You're letting Satan in. You know what I'm saying? You giving him an avenue to mess with you. You know what I'm saying? And not only mess with you, but then later on end up messing with your husband or your boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? Because then you get to acting funny. He recognizing stuff, trying to see what's going on. And then guess what? You brought problems to your own relationship. It says, verse 10, it says, but which becometh women professing godliness with good works. So what is good works? Being humble. You know what I'm saying? What's that song? Sit down. Be humble. That's all you got to do. Women got the easiest job, but they want something that they can't have. You know what I'm saying? And that's to have ruling authority as the man. A lot of you women want to be men, but you can't. So let's look at some of these good works. It says, verse 11, it says, let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. You know what I'm saying? With all obedience. You know what I'm saying? Learn in silence. Be quiet. Don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Verse 12, it says, but I suffer not a woman to teach. So this is not y'all job. A prophetess, more than likely a prophetess is just somebody who is a woman who receives prophetic dreams, and then the dreams that she has and stuff, she gives it to a prophet, you know what I'm saying, a seer, so so her dream can be broken down for understanding, right? It says, nor to usurp authority over the man. Now, just look up this word authority. It's it says obsolete, a worker to act of oneself that is figuratively dominant. You know what I'm saying? Authority over. So women can't dominate men. This is going off. You know what I'm saying? This will get you killed. You know what I'm saying? This will have a woman, walking down the street and stuff, and out of nowhere and stuff, straight bullet just hit in her head and she over with. You know what I'm saying? For her to not be paying attention in that one split second and getting hit by a bus or a car. You know what I'm saying? This will get you killed. Why? Because you walking disorderly. You know what I'm saying? The Lord don't want you to have authority over the man. Why? Because you was created for the man. The man was not created for the woman. But that's what's induced when it come down to, or this is what is produced or brought forth, you know what I'm saying, within the society, that we're equals. That's not true. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because a woman will leave her man. A woman would have sex with another man and stuff and bring in another man's heir, and then hope for the previous one to take care of a child that is not theirs because of the mistake that she made. You know what I'm saying? Because she got mad, or she ain't like this, or she ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? You'll get destroyed. You'll get destroyed by doing those things, man. A woman was made to be ruled over. You know what I'm saying? And who's her ruler? The man. It says, and it's like, well, what's another thing for women that be like, only the Lord can control me, this, that, and the third. It's like, well, yeah, you'll still follow the law, statutes, commandments. You know what I'm saying? But part of the commandments of the Lord is that if you with a man, you got to understand that you got to reverence that man. And reverence is to have fear. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, I don't want to do this man wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because then I get messed up. Why? Because you walking disorderly. You know what I'm saying? It says, verse 12 again, it says, but I suffer not a woman to teach. So all you women out there that's pastors and whatnot, guess what? You going off. You going off. And you think the Lord is just going to slide that and stuff when every day when you trying to teach, you know what I'm saying, you doing against what he said. You're not being obedient. It says, nor to usurp authority over the man, to dominate over the man. You can't dominate the man. And a lot of you women do that. Ezekiel 16:44 talks about how the mother, you know what I'm saying, would teach the daughter how to do these things, how to control men and whatnot. All you doing is teaching your daughter how to sin. All you doing is teaching your your daughter, you know what I'm saying, to pass through the fire, like it says in Leviticus 18:21. And it says, do not let your seed pass through the fire over onto Molech, man. You know what I'm saying? You know? You teaching in a way that the Lord said that she's not supposed to be taught. You teaching in a way that she's not supposed to be going by. You know what I'm saying? So you what happens when you take a baby and toss it into a furnace? It's gonna die. So what you doing? You spiritually killing your children. You know what I'm saying? You know, I understand that a lot of you women, you know, you like you know, one guy hurt you and stuff, and now every man and stuff got to pay for it for something that he ain't even do. You know what I'm saying? It says but to be in silence. It says verse 13, it says, for Adam was first formed, then Eve, you know. This is First Corinthians. It's First Corinthians chapter 11, verse 9. It says, neither was the man created for the woman. So let's look up this word create. It's the word kitzo. It says through the idea of proprietorship of the manufacturer to fabricate, that is found, form originally, create, creator, make. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord created Adam first, which is the man, then he created the woman. Verse 11, it says, nevertheless, neither is verse 9. It says, neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. So the woman was created for the man. You know what I'm saying? You know, even if you're a breadwinner and stuff, you making more money than your husband and stuff, it doesn't matter. He's still above you. Why? Because he's a man. You know what I'm saying? You know, when it comes down to you know, say if you still living with your parents and whatnot and stuff. Hey, once your son becomes a certain age and whatnot and stuff, he's a man. No, it don't matter how much you think little of him or anything and stuff, he's still a man. If you got a nephew and stuff, you know what I'm saying, and you an auntie and he living with you or he amongst you and stuff, he's still a man. You still got to show forth that reverence. You got to still show forth that it's like, well, even though I'm his parent, or like a auntie would be over a nephew and stuff, it's like, even though I'm over him in a certain sense and stuff, the thing is, I still got to respect that this is a man, and I can get messed up for not staying within that order. You know, this close it out with this. This is Sirach, or Ecclesiastes in Apocrypha, the 26th chapter, and I'm gonna skip through it. It says, "Blessed is the man that have a virtuous wife." And virtuous means of good moral. That's what virtue means. It says, "And what's good morals? The law, statutes, commandments." It says, "For the number of his days shall be doubled." Now, one of the main things that tend to happen when a woman reads the scriptures is that she battles against the man. You know what I'm saying? You know, she try to bring out this scripture and that scripture and stuff to be like, see, you supposed to treat me equally and stuff, but then you have all these other scriptures that say that the woman is second place and stuff, and it's kind of hard to deal with a woman that's like that and stuff, because she's always trying to find some type of way to actually have authority over you. That's the only reason why she could bat against you instead of just staying in her place. It says, I'll read again, Sirach 26:1. It says, Blessed is the man that have a virtuous wife, for the number of his days shall be doubled. It says, a virtuous woman rejoiceth for her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because a lot of what's they say, what's one of the main killers when it come down to men is stress. Why? Because they got a woman that's steady nagging them, steady. A lot of women be sitting up here. It's like, I need a strong man and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But a strong man is somebody who puts you in order. You know what I'm saying? Uh, uh, it's not somebody you can. It's not your psychiatrist where you just sit up here and just talk his ear off about this, that, and the third, or he's supposed to just take your shit. And there was the elder Ayathan. He did a video about how this woman posted on one of the social medias, probably was Facebook or something, and she was like, roughly paraphrasing, she was saying, she was pretty much saying that she ain't finna change for nobody. You know what I'm saying? But she clearly she wanted to be with somebody, but her rules was that you gotta take her shit. Ain't nobody finna deal with that. You know, why you think so many women they hate the MGTOW movement and stuff? Men gone their own way. Men don't want to deal with the fact that if they have if they get in relations with this woman and stuff, that she's gonna be trying to put him on child support and stuff. Cause nowadays, bro, this damn show ain't one. This ain't the time to be having no babies. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if the Lord does what He does, that's what He do. But if it's in your lot to have a baby, you're gonna have one. But when it comes down to it, uh, uh, everybody is looking at a baby as a miscellaneous expense. You know what I'm saying? A woman is looking at the baby. It's like, oh, if I get with him, or he made good money, or he able to, or he work hard, he this, that, and third and stuff. She want a baby just so she can get a check out of him. Don't no man want to be with no woman like that. That's not even a virtuous woman. There ain't no virtuous woman at all. Uh, Steady trying to, put them in traps and try to trap them up and stuff. Don't nobody want to be around that. You know what I'm saying? And women that does that and stuff, and guess what? You gonna, especially if it's a man that actually has conscience towards the Lord and really want to follow the law, statutes, commandments to the best of his ability, and he's fighting towards that. Hey, guess what? Through the bitterness of his soul, his prayer is gonna be answered. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get jacked up because you're not actually acting the right way. You know. Verse 3, it says, a good wife is a good portion, which shall be given in the portion of them that fear the Lord. So, hey, of course, the woman ain't going to be super, super perfect until the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if it's bearable and stuff, and you can deal with it and stuff, you know what I'm saying? You're able to manage some things and stuff where she actually start changing and whatnot and stuff. And let it be a woman that actually can like perceive like, okay, I need to stop messing this dude over because I'm getting messed up. You know what I'm saying? And if a woman can perceive that and stuff, the chastisement, hey, that's a blessing within itself. But a lot of women and stuff, they gonna get destroyed because it's like, oh, this is working for me. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that it's wrong and stuff, and they wouldn't want what they doing to a man, they wouldn't want nobody doing it to them, but they feel like if they getting away with it, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? The thing is that if the Lord allows you to continue in doing so and stuff, it's more than likely it's because later down the line you're gonna end up getting destroyed. It's gonna be a sore destruction, because even being in that mentality and stuff where you're not being chastened, you know what I'm saying? Hey, guess what? That's destruction within itself, because that means that the Lord is not trying to give you any type of correction, right? It says, and the Lord said, who he chasteth, he loveth. So if he ain't trying to chastise you, then there's a good chance that the Lord want to see you destroyed. You know what I'm saying? And it's no respect of persons with him. So he don't care if you're a female. It says, verse 4, it says, whether a man be rich or poor, if he have a good heart toward the Lord, he shall at all times rejoice with a cheerful countenance. Verse 6, it says, but a grief for the heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman, and a scourge of the tongue which communicateth with all. It says, an evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro. He that have hold of her is as though he held a scorpion. You know what I'm saying? Because when you got a scorpion in your hand and stuff, you don't know when it's going to strike. You know what I'm saying? You know, and there's so many different types of women that do certain things and do certain orders when it comes down to mischief. You got the ones that sneaky that go around your back. You got the ones that try to make it seem like you crazy and stuff, well, really you not. You know what I'm saying? Trying to mess you over, try to find some type of way to get you to fall over to the authorities and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Lying through their teeth and whatnot and stuff to get you messed up or locked up or something like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody want to be around nothing like that. But guess what? A lot of these women, guess what's gonna happen? They gonna be destroyed because the same person that you trying to mess over, more than likely is gonna be the one that the Lord is gonna be with. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna remove that man out of your life, and then next thing you know, you don't have no protection and you by yourself. You know what I'm saying? And more than likely, if you got a record of being like this and being like that, you're gonna run to somebody who's not gonna take your shit and take nothing that you're talking about or try to deal with anything or trying to compromise and whatnot. And when that day happens, you gonna wish that you would have got back in order. You would have got in order. You know what I'm saying? When things were a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna be a lot of guys that's gonna be let out of jail who ain't gonna be trying to hear nothing, especially when there ain't finna be no police officers out there like that, this, that, and the third and stuff. And if you got a track record of acting real nasty or you got a messed up spirit and stuff, it's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna be rejoicing of your fall. You know, it says a drunken woman and a gather abroad causes great anger. You know what I'm saying? Why is that? That's because, you know what I'm saying, she get to spilling the beans, talking about stuff that she don't need to be talked about. I mean, be talking about or be talked about. It says, and she will not cover her own shame. It says the hoarder of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids, and every man know what that whole look like. It says, if thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straightly. Meaning, you know, if you got a daughter, you know what I'm saying, and stuff, and she want to be fast, she trying to twerk and whatnot and stuff, trying to live the way of a hoe or disorderly woman and whatnot and stuff, you keep her in the house. You know what I'm saying? You don't let her go outside. You keep her in the house. You know what I'm saying? It says, like if she fast, like most of the girls that I grew up with and stuff, you know what I'm saying, when they was fast, they really wasn't coming outside, you know what I'm saying? Because if a woman have a baby, you know what I'm saying, and she's still in her father's house, it's a shame, you know? It's actually a shameful thing. It says, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. And it says that, and unless means that not she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. So she won't be acting a fool and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Or going about things the wrong way and stuff, trying to party and bullshit and just have fun all the time and stuff, and getting herself in all types of trouble and whatnot and stuff, messing her life over. You know, in verse 11, it says, watch over an impudent eye and marvel not if she trespass against thee. Because once again, the woman is the weaker vessel. You know what I'm saying? Demons are more, she's more subjected unto demons. You know what I'm saying? You know, men put up a better fight when it come down to demons than with women. Now, I'm not saying that women can't fight off demons and stuff, but the thing is that during this time with the curses being real heavy upon us now, most of our women, they be in a demonic spirit and they don't even know it, and they actually love it too. You know, that's why a lot of older women, they get into magic. You know what I'm saying? They get into like charms and spells and whatnot. Why? Because the demon that's working in them is causing them to want to have authority over the man instead of being subject onto the man. You know, because it's contrary. You know, it says verse 12, it says, she will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he had found a fountain. It says, and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down, and open her quiver against every arrow, meaning that she'll have sex with anybody. She'll suck on anybody. It says, verse 13, it says, the grace of a wife delighted her husband, and her discretion will fatten his bones. It says, a silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? It says, and there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. You know what I'm saying? So if the Lord got it where, she ain't trying to argue all the time and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a comedy skit that I watch. Um uh I don't know his I don't know his entire name and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But I know the man's name is Jamal. And he got this one girl, I think she Ephraim. Other than that, she'll be Judah. And and every time every time he do something and stuff, she always think that he trying to deal with another female and whatnot and stuff. And then they get to arguing out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? The opposite of that, the Lord is calling a gift. You know what I'm saying? When she ain't on that, when she understands that a man can have more than one wife, you know what I'm saying? And can deal with that. There's women out here that can deal with that. It was an Israelite man who had 3 wives in a house, and the wives was explaining why they was actually okay with it and stuff, because they don't have to sit up here and clean this gigantic house by themselves. You know what I'm saying? And yes, he provided for her and whatnot and stuff, but a lot of us is not in that situation where it's just one member of the household can provide for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? But they was silent. They listened to him. Of course, they probably had some problems here and there and stuff, but he had some virtuous women and stuff. And it's hard to find it out here now. Our women ain't even taught from a young age to be virtuous. Why? Because their mothers that's teaching them and stuff is not virtuous themselves. So that continuous of wickedness, that continual line of wickedness and stuff, it just continues and continues and continues, man. You know? It says, verse 15, it says, a shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace. It says, in her contented mind cannot be valued. It says, as the sun it arises in the high heaven, so is the beauty of a good wife in the ordering of her house. Uh, this is verse 22. It says, and harlot shall be accounted as spittle, but a married woman is a tower against death to her husband. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to come home to a pillow and stuff. You know what I'm saying? A man probably, working all day and stuff. You know what I'm saying? A woman was working already and stuff, but at the same time, as soon as she came to the crib, she took a shower. You know what I'm saying? She cleaned herself up, bathed in some oils and whatnot so she could smell good. You know what I'm saying? Got food ready and whatnot. So as soon as he come in, he could eat right away and whatnot. Lay down in the bed, don't have to worry about getting into no argument over some fucking nonsense or anything like that. Or if he want to get it in right quick and stuff, they get it in, and he don't have to hear about like I'm tired or give me a massage or or uh, or I don't feel like it and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Which that could start a argument as well. You know what I'm saying? But everything be all cool and stuff. Both of them be real Western and stuff. And then next, it's the next day over, no problems. You know what I'm saying? I believe it was Cat Williams where you said that, it's just a joke. But at the same time, you women probably might get offended and stuff. But I'm pretty sure if you watch this show, you know what I'm saying, even though it's old, a lot of you women will laugh at it. You know what I'm saying? The comedian Corey Holcomb, you know what I'm saying? A lot of women might be like, he a dog, he this, that, and the third, but a lot of women laugh at his jokes. You know what I'm saying? So behind, but Cat Williams, what he said, you in the midst of an argument and whatnot, but then you see your girl putting her hair in a ponytail, you already know what that means. And guess what happens? The man gonna shut up. He gonna be quiet. It says, verse 23, it says, a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man. It says, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. And this is what we want, man. This is what we want. You know what I'm saying? Even for you guys out there that say you like the ghetto women and whatnot and stuff, you know what I'm saying? You really don't want to just be going through argument after argument after argument. You know what I'm saying? You be one of them times where she just be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Do what you say and stuff, and able to get on with the day without no secret plots being plotted on you and stuff to try to get you back. You know what I'm saying? You just having a cool day. It says, verse 24, it says, a dishonest woman contendeth shame, but an honest woman will reverence her husband. You know what I'm saying? And this is what a lot of our women are lacking and stuff. Is one of the main things that will get them destroyed, because just because your husband is a man of the Lord and stuff, you still got to work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. You know what I'm saying? Every soul got to work for his own. You know what I'm saying? Even when it comes down to the children, because what you'll do is that you'll train up your children a certain type of, you'll train up your children according to the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Or hopefully hoping that they'll convert and follow the ways of the Bible and lead the ways of the world, even at a young age. You know what I'm saying? Because this will be good works. This will be good works onto your own children for going to the saving of their own souls. That's why the scripture says that that you will also save those that hear you, because those that hear you and stuff, guess what? They're gonna change. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to you women that's scared and it's like you believe in the Bible, this, that, and the third and stuff, hey, guess what? You better change. You better change. You better get right, because if you don't get right and stuff, then guess what? You're gonna get destroyed. You know what I'm saying? However way that the Lord want to bring that destruction and stuff, why it's mentally, physically, mentally, physically, or even spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Verse 25, it says, a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. And what's a dog? What's a female dog? A bitch. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you women, y'all call each other bitches for fun. You know what I'm saying? Showing how much value you actually have for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you do it in public too. You know what I'm saying? Then you won't respect when a man call you a bitch and whatnot and stuff. Like, don't call me no bitch. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you back and forth with your friends, smiling and geeking and giggling and stuff, calling each other bitches and hoes. You know what I'm saying? You'll put on clothes and stuff and be like, that got sexy and stuff on there and stuff. And when you saying sexy, you're advertising yourself that all you want to do is be about sex. You show off your body and stuff because you want men to be sexually attracted to you. You know what I'm saying? And then when you find out that's all they want to be about and stuff, it's like, guess what? This is all you advertising. So what you talking about? It says, a shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. It says, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. She would think, it's like, oh, you know what? If I did this or did that and stuff, would the Lord mess me up? You know what I'm saying? Oh, this nigga pissed me off. Or this nigga must not know who I am, this, that, and the third. But it's like, you know what? Should I do this to him? Or should I do that? Or should I set him up and stuff? Would the Lord not give me back for it and stuff? That's what you got to think. It says, verse 26, a woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all. So guess what? All you women that don't honor your husband and stuff and think that he's just another dude, you know what I'm saying, just to pay the bills or to take care of your kids because the real father ain't there and stuff, you lying in his face, that's a form of dishonor as well. You know what I'm saying? When you got a man, when you knew that you went out and had sex with some other dude and stuff, you know what I'm saying, and now you pregnant and you know that it ain't the man's baby, but you lying in his face, hoping that he'll care for those children and stuff, where he'll no longer wanna where he'll no longer be like, well, I've been here and I've been there. That shows a form of dishonor onto your man. You know, it is a form of dishonor to your man because you're lying to him. You know what I'm saying? So guess what? A lot of our women are not wise. It says, but she that dishonoreth him in her pride shall be counted ungodly of all. And what happens to the ungodly? The ungodly are going to get destroyed. You got a lot of women that deal with deception and stuff and think that is better. You know what I'm saying? When really all you doing is destroying yourself. And once again, that's a form of destruction. Following the ways of the ungodly and stuff, or following an ungodly manner and stuff, that's a destructive mind frame. And if you don't have anybody there to tell you and stuff that's wrong, or to get you to correct yourself and stuff, then guess what? You're gonna stay in that destructive manner. You know, meaning in the end you're gonna destroy yourself. Meaning in the end you're gonna make manifest in the end that you are a 2/3. You know what I'm saying? It says yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So like y'all know this was a little long and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Long witness end up kicking in and stuff. And you know, the spirit wanted more and stuff. You know, there's other scriptures in here and stuff, but I think that was enough. You know what I'm saying? And I hope this video was edifying. I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh by Shemi Al-Shawa, Hawar Chakodash, double honors to apostles of great millstone, and salutations to your elect, which we hope to be Shalom and Abba Paul.